Of course, I was on mute again, started talking. Let's try this again. Thank you, knitting artisan. Thank you so much. Black Eagle, don't tell anyone, but I'm in a mood. Oh, please do tell. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes, Jamie, they are actually matching socks, which I typically don't have, but because I'm at a different location and I have a limited amount of clothing, I'm not mixing and matching my socks as much. I usually do wear matching socks. I gave birth to all my children with unmatching socks. Okay. Dog Eagle, no. Bridget, yes. Okay. Before I start, hey Lee, good to see you. Before I start, does anyone, we all have a crazy neighbor. There's people who've already heard this story, so I apologize if I repeat it. Thanks, Ivy. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. I've been keeping busy. So as long as I'm busy, I've been good. But it sneaks up. It does sneak up. So, but I thank everybody um, for your support, love, thoughts, prayers. It really made a difference through the process of caring for my mom um, and after she passed. So, okay, so we all have a crazy neighbor. My neighbor's name, it has been dubbed rigor mortis, like rigor mortis. After a person dies, rigor sets in, rigor mortis. Um, so here goes. It will be quick. Oh, knitting artisan, you're divorcing a psychopath, so I'm very much appreciative for creating a welcoming place for people to be safe and make any apologies. I appreciate your wisdom on narcissism. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Nana, Patty, Lori, everyone. Okay. Several years ago. In fact, my daughter was a lot younger. She was maybe 16, 17. And we had our little dog, a Chihuahua, sweet dog. No news about new news about Rigor. No, I'm just gonna quickly tell the story to the newbies. She is she's crazy. But this one particular story, and she's at the time probably she was in her late 40s, divorced. In fact, when I first met her, she was just like bashing her ex-husband. He was a police officer. He did that because, um, and um, I felt bad at first. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was in the neighborhood before her. So when she moved in, I assumed that she just recently got divorced. Hi, everyone coming in. Thank you, Vera. Thank you, everyone. So after she went ranting and ranting and ranting, I said, I'm so sorry, for your recent divorce. She goes, oh, no, it hasn't been recent. This was like 7, 8 years ago. Like, geez. Anyway, so one particular evening, early evening, my daughter and I went out to walk our dog. And we could see the lights on up in her bedroom. And she had like the bedrooms, that particular house has like bay windows and long bay windows. So, and her blinds were open. And my daughter says to me, Mom, look up. And I look up and I see feet, like picture someone deceased on their back, supine, on their back, and you see their feet, one going one direction, the other at rest. And there was a man over her going up and down, up and down, up and down. So I quickly looked, and the first thing I thought was, oh my God, he's doing CPR. I really thought that. My daughter says, no, Mom, look again. You couldn't help but look because the curtains were open. I look up again, and this man's ass is facing out the window, going up and down. And my daughter says, "Ma, it's not CPR. They're having sex." But I said, "But she's not moving. She's not moving at all." I mean, this poor man is like working his literally his ass off, literally, and she's not moving. She's got to be dead. And then we saw the feet flinch. And I says, "Thank God she's alive. She's alive." Yes, way. Yes, way. Yes, way. So I dubbed her Ms. Rigor Mortis. So she was the type too, the type as well that you'd say, look at. I mean, we walked by her window one time walking the dog, and she had Asian hard pornography on her television set. The windows open in the living room, the TV facing outward. My daughter was even younger at that time. I called her and I said, "Could you please?" And she was with a guy, the neighbor down the street, very good looking guy. She gets around. She's all right, but she's just easy, you know? And I called her and I said, "Do you mind just shutting your curtains?" And she laughed and said, "No, it's my birthday." And I'm like, "Well, happy birthday, but could you please close your blinds?" She never did. Anyway, that's the rigor mortis story. One of many, many stories. So, okay. Did anybody catch MRB'S live stream at the lake? I don't know what time it was at. I caught the replay. I was on my way home. I had a long drive. And I said, "Oh, let me see. I haven't been on for a little bit. I haven't checked her out for a little bit." Weird, creepy. Lucy Pinkby told the story the same way before, so it has to be the truth. Yes, it's the truth. My story never changes, ever. Jamie, my little brother and I used to change our neighbor's TV channel from across the street. I saw a meme about that. It's like getting revenge on your neighbor, or just drive by the house and start using a remote to flick their TV. Oh my God. I tried to do that with rigor mortis. I had a universal remote, and I'm outside and it's nighttime, and I'm like near like the front of our window trying to like program the remote, but it wouldn't work. You had a neighbor called Naked Norm. Dude never wore clothes. He was fat. My kids would say, "Mom, he's naked again." Okay, so um, let's. I'm not gonna play the visual because she just shows the lake, the toilet bowl. So let me get. Okay, let me get to my YouTube side. So hi, Bitey Cat. Nice to see everyone. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. Okay, so it's only a 28-minute stream, thankfully. It says the title is Signs Everywhere a Sign. And this was 7 hours ago. So it's 1 o'clock now. Okay, so it was early evening for her. No, it was actually what, 4 o'clock? No, what am I thinking? 7, 6, 5 o'clock, somewhere around then. Okay, so let's go. Let's get right into this. So let me just give you a little synopsis. You know how she started using that inside voice outside, that very quiet voice? This seems a little different, unlike her other ones. But yet she does go back to her regular voice. I catch her sometimes talking to her son, or I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw enough of it that I'm like, I have to like get other people's opinions on this. And I didn't know if she's on a tranquilizer. These are my thoughts. I don't know if she's on a tranquilizer. Um, I don't know what's going on. So that's where I need a little help. You know who had a good video tonight? I didn't catch the live, but Casbat. She had a really good video on how people, the drama community, with the psychology of it, and just learning. Like it was, you got to watch it. It was really good. I'm going to share it later on my community page. All right, let's go.
It's a beautiful day.
Let me know if you can hear it. Okay.
I went for like an hour swim, and I've just been on the kayak for about, I don't know, 45 minutes. But Luke is fishing on the dock. And when I was swimming, I saw a monarch butterfly land on my towel, and ouch. I said to Jimmy, do you have your phone with you? Can you grab a picture? So he went to grab a picture, and the monarch butterfly, like,
Wait a minute. Isn't she a self-proclaimed professional photographer? Is Jimmy too? Something like that, because I've grabbed my camera. I dabble in photography. I'm not a professional, but I enjoy it. I've taken so many pictures of butterflies, hummingbirds, squirrels, rabbits these past few months. I'm just wondering why she thinks you hear it. It's fine. Okay. Why she didn't take the picture.
stayed there. And then all of a sudden, the monarch butterfly landed on Luke's croc and just stayed on Luke's croc.
Luke's what? Crotch? Or croc?
And then flew for a minute, came back on the croc, stayed on Luke's croc. Luke walked up to the fire pit area. The monarch butterfly was still on his croc.
Crotch or croc? By the way, monarch butterflies are very common in in New England, but also New York, the East Coast. They're everywhere. Um, they're pretty. I've seen prettier ones, but they're very, very common on the East Coast. Croc. What's a croc? Croc a crap? Well, what's a croc? Croc as in the ugly shoe. Oh, Crocs. Oh, those rubbery shoes? Hmm. Okay.
So Jimmy got some video of that. And then I was swimming at the time. I got out of the water, got in the kayak. I went first down one side of the lake. I went in front of, our other dock where Ray's boat is, and, thought to myself some things. Talked to him for a little bit. Then I walked. I paddled up towards the other end of the lake where that log is that's been there forever.
Well, Merb can do no wrong. So if she did say walk on the lake, I wouldn't have been shocked. Just saying.
The turtles sometimes sunbathe, and I wanted to see if the turtles were there. And they weren't there, but something caught my eye. And then on the log was this feather. It was right on it, sticking
All right, she's showing a white feather. It looks like the typical seagull feather.
straight up like this. So I picked it up. And so lots of signs today. Lots of signs. So that was really nice.
Signs of what?
Anyway, the lake is coming down. So,
it gets weird. She's buffering. It's not me.
Hi, Tammy. Hi, Linda. Oh, a reminder, yeah, Kimmy's going to have a concert tonight at 11. At 11, and then I'll probably be live after that with headlines.
So if he's having a concert at 11, Doesn't he, um his guitar, he plugs it into an amp, right? Doesn't I don't know, do her kids oh, it's not school hasn't started. Well, maybe I don't know, but how do people like, how do our kids sleep? I don't know, that just seems kinda late for to me if it's on an amp. My kids play guitar, and they know, like, not you shut it off by 8 o'clock. It is loud unless he's playing really soft like her voice tonight.
or just a wind down kind of thing. Um, I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten lunch. I just had oatmeal today. Hi, Bridget. Hi, 61. How are you? Hi, Tracy B. Hi, Marco. Hi, Muka. Haven't seen you in a while. Hi. Oh, I talked to Jeannie. I talked to Jeannie. I got Jeannie. This is her favorite channel ever on YouTube. Thank you, Jeannie. You're good. You're just kicking it. That's good. What else?
She's buffering. The jungle. No, that sounds like a mallard duck. Very riveting.
Put a meal in the cookie. Is that? Oh, that's good. That's great. Hi.
I'm trying to zone into the conversation I hear some other people having. It sounds more interesting, but we'll keep going.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, sour milk and cookies. Hey, Leslie Romani, how are you? It's beautiful. Oh, I'll be careful out here. Don't you worry about that. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Remember that guy on the Invisalign? In the Invisalign? Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Hi, is that, I can't see, Melissa Williams? There's a little bit of a glare. Monica Williams, hello. It's been a while. You're dealing with some health issues. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And working on a lot. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're dealing with health issues. I hope they resolve and you're restored to full health. Yeah, I had a nice swim in it. It's a little, cooler, but it was nice. It's nice.
She must live pretty close to the house in between her house and the 2 doors down house. Because there's actually 2 people or a woman there having a lovely conversation, by the way. Very happy, upbeat. Hold on. Hold on.
It's beautiful.
Look. Okay. Look, where was it? Okay. And by the way, if Merb or Scooter are in here, you're welcome to take a link. I have a feeling they are. Back then.
Oh, shoot. I bet you Jimmy forgot to cancel the car appointment we had today. Dang. I think, yeah, I told him to write it down. I wonder if he did.
Just saying, with a cell phone now, you don't need paper anymore. Just put it in your calendar in your phone and set it to alarm, and it will go off anytime you want. The day before, the day of, an hour before. It will alert you when you have an appointment. That's if you have your iPhone and you haven't lost it. Just saying. Or any phone. Dead space. That's so she can add it later on. Or she's listening into the neighbor's conversation. Are they talking about me? She's literally not saying anything. It's dead space. Hi, Javita. Thanks for coming. Pussycat, Jimmy's going to a live concert. He's performing. Yeah, he should work on some other kind of performance. But just saying. Okay, this is still dead space. Dead air.
Hi, Peridot Eyes. Oh my goodness. I just said to you last night, I'm like, Peridot Eyes is getting married in 3 days. Right? You're getting married in, what's today, the 25th? You're getting married on the 28th, right? And we were just talking about you. And I said, maybe she's already low there. Oh, best of luck to you. It's getting so freaking close. I don't know if you're what are you doing? You're flying out. Hold on a minute. 6 a.m. on wait a minute. 6 a.m. on Saturday? Okay, but what day are you actually getting married? You're freaking out?
Why is she so interested? Like when she's leaving and the time and stuff. That's just weird.
What day are you actually getting married? Are you, because wait, today is the 25th, right? 26th is Friday, 27th is Saturday. Are you getting married on the 28th, Sunday? Let me see. I can't wait to be there. Oh, Sunday at 4:45. Okay, we got to think of Peridot. It's Sunday at 4:45. And her ideas to, and then she'll be able to really officially use all of her husband's money, like Scooter says. Spend all his money, leave all of hers, right? How?
Maybe she has a job. Just saying. I don't know. That was strange. So they'll tie the knot and then of course, it's probably another one of Scooter's jokes and spend all his money. I don't know. I just don't think that's appropriate. The first thing to say to someone who's ready to tie the knot. Whatever. She probably wants to send a wedding show. A decoupage. Decoupage. A wedding show.
Exciting.
You're jealous
Sunday.
of her? Just getting married.
To remember that. Is that for?
Why is it okay for her to ask questions about people when they're getting married, what time? But yet when she went to this vacation, she lied to everybody about where she was going, as if anyone really cared. You know, she was going to the beach in Las Vegas. The Mirage Hotel. It's right behind the Mirage Hotel, in case you guys don't know where the beach is. Yeah. So why is it okay for her to ask other people personal information, but she lies to everyone about where she's going because she thinks she's like paparazzi gonna come?
45 my time? Is that Eastern time? Oh, of course we're thinking of you. It's been a long time coming, Peridot. Been hearing about this wedding forever. Is it maybe it might be our first Rambler wedding. Is it our first Rambler wedding?
It's not your wedding, Carolyn.
We'll think of you no matter what time it is.
No, you won't. I'm sorry. I'm very sad. I'm being sassy tonight. I'm overtired. Apparently she's in a kayak. I'll tell you. She's got guts to be in a kayak with her cell phone. I hope it's in a waterproof case. I kayak. I never bring my cell phone with me on water. Never. The only time I did it was when I was living in Hawaii, because if you left anything on the beach or in the trunk of your car, it got stolen. So I had a waterproof case that were very expensive. In fact, scuba divers use that kind of gear. But other than that, never put yourself near water. You don't know what will happen. You could tip over. Hopefully the cell phone floats, right? As long as the cell phone floats, she probably taught it to float, it'll be okay.
I love the sun on the water, like when it looks like that. How exciting. I wanted to bake something today, and then I'm like, now that I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, I want to bake something today. But then when I get down to it, I'm like, nah, not yet. I know, it's so weird, isn't it? So weird. I think it is our first Rambler wedding. I'm trying to think. Oh, no, wait. Somebody emailed me wedding pictures that said, but
Are you going to send her a gift, Merb? If it's the Ramblers' first wedding or even second, the appropriate thing to do is everyone come together and donate. Get her a wedding gift. Money, go with the money. Please trust me. I have, there's a wedding. One of my sons are going to a wedding. He's the best man, his friend. We've known him for years, and we're just throwing a few $100 his way, and they'll be happy. But I'm wondering if she's going to offer money, a gift, since it's their Rambler wedding, right?
I don't know if those were just their wedding pictures.
I
don't
hang with
remember what they were
myself.
now, but
Really? She's
this
been
has
like
been
this for
coming a
years?
long time. It seems so far off when you said it. You're like 2 years or something like that. I was like, oh my gosh. You have everything. Did you find your veil or whatever the heck you were missing that day? Remember you were missing something? Your veil or something? I'm excited. Anyway, so yeah.
Enough of the excited you
concert
for the
is gonna-
wedding. I haven't watched this whole thing. Ask your subscribers, your supporters, if they would like to donate something to this lucky woman who's getting married on Sunday at 4:45 p.m.
He's going to do a concert tonight. I think he's been working on a song for Sandy, one of the ones she wants. So that should be good. You know.
I don't know how she can just sit in a kayak and do nothing. She should be rowing it at least, get some action going here. Yeah, she is kind of boring, but I'm just trying to do
Hold on,
like a little sassy,
paddle us out.
but it's weird because
Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. I don't have it in the holder.
you don't
I
have your
just have to get us out a little bit here.
you don't have your cell phone in a holder. Next, I'm sure before the summer is over or the fall, we're gonna have another. I lost my iPhone. It's in the lake. It's in the lake. Jimmy, go get it. Jimmy. Jimmy, go get my cell phone. It's at the bottom of the lake. Watch out for the beavers. They'll kill you. I heard there's alligators in New York too. Yeah, yeah. They freeze themselves in the winter. They like hibernate. That's what's happening because of global warming, right? So now we're finding alligators in lakes on the East Coast. There's an ad coming up. An ad for this? Really? Oh God. What's the ad? Hopefully it's not a toilet
Live streaming
cleaner.
can be tricky, and sometimes trying to find the right software to make your streams
All right,
really
goodbye.
professional.
Okay.
I'm going to the sun.
He's gonna lose that phone, I guarantee it. Jimmy, put your Crocs
Hold on,
on and get
sorry.
at the bottom of the lake.
Hold on.
You doing tomorrow? Sure. There's nothing on the screen but like her white shirt, or it looks like gray. She's not even showing scenery.
Right into the sun like that.
Now we're showing. Now she stopped. You know what? Hold on, please. Oh my God, I just sounded like BBT. Hold on. Share. Share screen.
Oh my goodness. No eagle sighting. I haven't seen the eagle yet.
It's very blurry. It's out of focus. Wow, there's a current.
Who's that? I can't see that. Is that his Captain Lee fan? I think so. Hi, Pamela Patrick. I think that's who it is.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I'm getting your names wrong.
So she's out in the lake. So why is she still talking quiet if she's trying to not have her neighbors hear? I mean, you'd have to talk pretty loud to get an echo going.
There's a little bit of glare.
And who cares? Her neighbors don't care that they were heard. You could hear them in the background. What is she so hesitant for? On Golden Pond, Black Eagle. Now you know she's not even premenopausal, okay? Don't even say on Golden Pond. All right? She's still very youthful and bleeds every month. Consistently. Don't insult her like that. She is, how old is she, by the way? Jamie, do you know how old she is? Usually around 44, the latest, you start premenopausal. And you might not know you're in it, but you are. She's 50. Get out. Mic drop. If I wasn't here at my other house, I would have been louder right now. 55. 55. And she says she's not even premenopausal. 65 and still gets a visitor every month. 56. I thought she was in her late 40s. No, she denies even being premenopausal. She called it, or whoever did it, was age shaming her because they accused her of being menopausal. And she said she wasn't even premenopausal. So let's pause for a moment of silence.
On my screen.
Camera is blurry, Merb.
I'm
She wears
fascinated by
glasses. Yes, she
history
wears
and
glasses.
stuff.
Well,
Oh, are you?
you know, Merb, you're around the age when you really should go get your eyes checked yearly because you may have a cataract developing because this has been blurry almost the whole time. And to you, it might not be, but you could very well have a cataract, and that's okay. I have a small cataract. In fact, I wish it would grow larger so I could have LASIK surgery for free. But because it's so small, it's still considered cosmetic. So every year I go to my ophthalmologist and I ask, please, did my cataract grow larger? It hasn't. Very slow growing. In fact, it's not growing at all. But it's there. So just a word to you guys, if you have a cataract, just wait till it gets bigger and you'll get free LASIK eye surgery and you won't even need glasses. She has no wrinkles. She looks like the Wicked Witch, in my opinion.
Well, needless to say, did not get any more invoices out. Maybe later on today, but I've been crazy. I mean, I decided to enjoy the day.
Oh, no. Do you have PTO time saved up, Merb? What do you mean? Oh, productivity here. This is your job, right? Are you on PTO time? Earned time? You know, when you work so many hours, YouTube gives you, oh, I'm sorry, YouTube doesn't give you, oh, that's right, they don't have benefits. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
Instead of doing work like that.
So your customers, because you're a business, right? Because they pay business and services. Oh, no, I'm sorry, they don't. You don't want them to. Sorry about that. So your customers are waiting for their products and you've already have their money. It's not cash on delivery or any COD or anything like that. And you're on the lake. I'd be like, could you please get my shit going? Like, I paid for it already and you're on the lake.
So I know that.
Look, you deserve a break. We all do. But when you got people who are waiting for their stuff, time is money and money is time.
Our days are limited and I really wanted to enjoy this. I was sitting at the kitchen table and I said, I just want to feel I just knew exactly how it feels when you're by the water with the sun.
Well, yeah, your customers want to feel their product, okay? You want to feel the lake. They would like their product, please.
And I said, I just want to sit down and feel that. And I went right over here, went to the dock, sat down, put my feet in the water, had my bathing suit on, of course. And
I would hope so, unless you go out there naked. That's what I want to know. You guys ever skinny dip? It is the best. It is the best feeling to be in your birthday suit and swim. I did it in an ocean. I've done it in a lake. As a matter of fact, yeah, I've gone skinny dip in the lake. It is the most freeing feeling, and I'm being serious. I mean, everything comes off. Your skivvies, no socks, no socks. It is a beautiful feeling. It is almost like a rebirth. You have, Lucy? Yeah. Lee has? Oh, yes. Yes.
And the exact feeling that I was thinking about in the house, exactly the way
Voices in your head.
And then I went swimming. Now I'm in the kayak. But
Merb, do you ever get the feeling like you just want to really get away, like to another lake, the ocean, Hershey Park? What else is out there? What's it called? The Poconos? Oh my God, the Poconos. That's near you, right? Your upper state, they get bathtubs in the shape of hearts. Oh my God, can you imagine you and Jimmy making romantic? Oh, Carolyn, think about it. Think about it.
yep,
Jamie, I keep telling her to go jump in the lake.
Luke's on the paddleboard now.
She will when she
Luke is
loses her
over there on the
iPhone. She'll make
paddleboard. You
Jimmy
see
do
him
it
on the
though.
paddleboard?
I wonder what our neighbors would think about doxing their houses. Just saying. I've only heard of that place at Pink from Mob Wives. Here in my state, not recently, but in the 80s and 90s, the Poconos were huge. Everybody, whether you were married or not, everybody went there because of those heart-shaped jacuzzi bathtubs. That was the thing back then.
But yeah, I'm trying to think what else is going on. I haven't been watching any trials or anything today. I've just been enjoying the.
You don't have to watch them, Mer, because when there's a trial, all you do is pull up an article. You know, you look on Google, look for the last update 2 hours ago, whatever, and you read from it. That's it. That's it. That's all you do. If you really, and I'm telling you, you got to do better. If you really want to be a good, decent true crime creator, watch Gray Hughes. Watch Gray Hughes. That's the only person that I watch. Yeah, you got to add a little to your true crime stuff. I'm sorry, I'm just giving you constructive criticism. And if I were a true crime creator and I sucked, I would want the same. I would hope someone would say, hey, why don't you try this or why don't you try that?
Yeah, day. Stress free. Is that JD? Hi, JD. I can't see everybody.
Really, Darlene?
I can't see who is under JD.
They're a big, the Poconos are closed. Gray is my homie. Mine too, Jamie. Someone asked me, I don't know if it was you, Jamie, or the other couple of weeks ago, he came in one of my live streams and someone asked me, does he come in or just to promote himself? Or Gray and I have been friends from the minute I came onto YouTube. No, he genuinely comes in to say hello. He's even donated to me. He's a nice guy. And the other night he did a stream from his porch, which a lot of people were like, this is so great because it makes you seem real. Instead of just look like he's got legs and he wore shorts and he was relaxed and he had a lovely porch with lidded ornaments and he was out of his element, but it was great. And I hope he does more of those. You saw the porch stream, Jamie? Yeah. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, antimony. It is good for him.
Hold on, I'm trying to situate. That's the word I want, situate my phone. That's Jamboree.
A better word than situate, Carolyn, would be, I would use, sorry, I did major English.
Yeah, we're going to have spaghetti bolognese.
I would like to
tonight,
position
so
my
that's
phone,
good.
settle my phone, situate. You want to be careful with that one.
Carolyn doing the Bob Ross impression. Yeah, I got to do the Bob Ross chia head too. I have to do that.
Carolyn
I have to
does
soak
Bob
his head.
Ross impressions? Really? Can anyone confirm that? You were with Gray his first few years, not my thing anymore. Too many great. Well, to each his own. That's okay. I just like him. He's got a dry sense of humor. And I just think he's good. But you know what? I haven't explored either. I think each creator, has their own way of presenting. So she does Bob Ross impersonations.
cheese
Does
in
she
top.
wear a wig? Does she go all out? Happy clouds, happy accidents. Bob Ross, let me tell you a little story about him. He was in the military. He was a son of a bitch. In military and in real life, very, very angry, negative person. And then until he started smoking weed. No, really. Um, he realized that about himself, and he turned his life around as far as his personality and being nice to people through his art. And um, he didn't like his hair being permed. It was permed. I believe it was permed, but it became his trademark. So that was the only thing he didn't like about his show, was that perm, that puffed up hairdo. But if you look into his history, he was a bastard to a lot of people. Black Eagle, I hate to admit it, but when she starts getting hysterical, talking in tongues, I almost piss myself laughing. But yeah. Hi, Carla. Welcome. All right, dead air.
Got the horse right here.
I know what. I think she thinks they're talking about her. I think Merv thinks those neighbors, those ladies, are talking about her. She's being really quiet in a lot of dead space. So dead space to edit later on, as BBT showed on her live stream last night so well. And she thinks they're talking about her. It's paranoia. Hi, Angela. You think so, Angela? Not moving. She's sitting on the dock. Oh my God. You could be right.
Boy, I don't know. I don't know what time it is.
She's distracted. She's distracted. She's listening in on those ladies thinking they're talking about her. I mean, that's a guess, but I don't have proof unless I interview them.
Who's that Captain Lee fan? Is something about your cruise?
But by the way she's doxing the area and stuff, I'm sure I could interview the neighbors one of these fine days.
You said,
is she in a bikini?
To...
I don't know. She never described. Does she ever describe her bathing suit? Maybe. Does she wear a bathing cap? I'm asking that. I don't know.
Visit. I was going to eat if you something. That looks like
Jamie knows for a fact her neighbors call her the psycho. Why is that? Why would you think that, Jamie? Snowline, smoking weed is the best remedy for all that ails one. Absolutely. I'll have to try it sometime.
Ocean Blue. Somebody named Ocean Blue is here. Is that Ocean Blue? Ocean Blue. Who's cooking dinner? We are. We are. We are.
Well, thanks for visiting, Sarah. Anyway, you have a right to your opinion. I respect that. I don't know if she's a Rambler supporter, but wonder what it must be like hanging around somebody who goes real life on people and lies and tells everybody Pink and BBT are fighting because we're both monetized and we're competing for subs. And yeah. Consider this comic relief, Miss Sarah, but thanks for coming. We'll just time you out. And if you come back again and you're still a little rude, I mean, you're welcome. Then you're gone.
We already have our sauce made. We are. All you have to do is boil some spaghetti.
If you're a true Italian, Merb, it's not sauce. If you're a true Italian and you're so proud of your Italian heritage, it's gravy. Just saying.
We already have our sauce made. Can't wait.
Yep, gravy. Boom.
I might give myself a break. I don't know if I'm going to go biking tonight.
Who goes biking at nighttime? Hopefully she'll bike before it gets dark. Very dangerous.
Already done a heck of a lot.
Yeah, right, at night. That's how people get killed. I wouldn't do that, but yes, lollipop. True Italians will call sauce, spaghetti sauce, gravy. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah.
She's definitely distracted. Every time I can hear those women speaking, she stops talking. Nosy, just like me tonight. Consider this a public service announcement live stream.
Let me see. I've got the.
Yeah, so the question is she really okay? Now, mind you, Angela, you brought up a really good point. And I didn't show it. Let me see the timestamp here so I don't lose 20. All right, guys, remember this number 2103 timestamp. I'm gonna go back to where she started paddling. And remember I said all you see is gray and white? Here it is. Hold on. Watch this.
Hold on, I've got to paddle us out.
She says she's gonna paddle.
Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. I don't have it in the holder. And I just have to get us out a little bit here. I'm going to the side.
Wow. If you listen to the patter of the paddle, she's going at a good clip. She should be out in the middle of the lake by now. It doesn't sound like a full paddle stroke. I kayak, so a lot of us do. Listen again to the sound of the paddle and see how quickly you can't even swing. I mean, you're going to be out of breath and you're going at a clip at that rate. And that wouldn't be a full paddle swing. So let's watch it again. I feel like it's like I'm BBT. BBT, get in here. I need help with this one. BBT's the expert at this. Okay, here we go again. Hi, Sean. Welcome. Sean's princess. Right, Jamie. Yeah.
Hold on, I've gotta paddle us out.
BBT, get in here.
Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. I don't have it in the holder. And I just have to get us out a little bit here.
Get us out where? What did she say? I just have to.
I'm going to this. Hold on a sec.
I want to see if she's got closed caption on. Oh, she does. Okay, let me go back a little bit. Okay, I got the closed caption on. Let's read.
Hold on, I've gotta paddle us out. Hold on a sec.
I'll text her
Sorry
after
about
this.
that. I don't have it in the holder. And I just have to get us out a little bit here.
I just have to get us out of here. Why?
I'm going to the sun.
Listen to the paddle, the strokes.
Hold on, sorry you're in the dark. Hold on.
Those are too quick. Those strokes are way too quick.
I love like going like right into the sun like that.
It looks the same. Hold on. Let me go back to. That was the before, right here.
Yeah.
It's the same. And that's the after she paddled.
No,
It's the
eagle sighting. I haven't seen the eagle yet.
Wow. It's the same. Let me text BBT. Get over in my live stream.
Who's that? I can't see that. Is that Miss Captain Lee Van? I
She
think
might be
so.
sleeping.
Hi, Pamela Patrick. I think that's who it is. I'm sorry if I'm getting your names wrong.
Did you guys catch that? London, she's paddling with her feet. I don't know. Whatever she's paddling with. It didn't move. She's in the same position. Look. Before. Okay. Right here. Do you see the white? She's got the camera up on her lap. Maybe a little bit, but not enough where she was paddling. Uh-uh. She's just turning that kayak. I'm sorry, but no. She's just turning it. That's my opinion anyway. No, Angela. Oh, good. No, it was Angela Critters who caught it.
There's a little bit of glare on my screen.
Sean's princess. She's got everything. What does she need to bitch about? You think so? You think she's got everything? I don't think so. I know one thing she doesn't have. Love. But even when people have everything materialistic, wise, it's never brings true happiness. It might be temporary for an hour, but no. Glamorous girl, that is false. That is a rumor. That is gossip that MRB made up and lied about. Okay, and I did a live stream earlier today at sunset, and I explained it. So you can go back and watch it. I just want to get through this. But no, that floored me. That floored me, and I wanted to address it. Yeah, yeah. Nothing like embarrassing yourself, Merb, huh? Who thinks I'm just going to be on BBT's 24/7 and that, me taking care of a family member, and just I'm not on YouTube every day as it is, but I did explain it in my earlier videos. Let's go. She's just turning her kayak. That's what it
I'm
appears to me.
fascinated by history and stuff. Oh, are you?
Yeah, she just said she's fascinated by history. Whoever that was.
Oh, needless to say,
Jamie, you're being
did not
sassy
get
tonight.
any more invoices out. Maybe later on today, but I've been
Oh, where was the number
crazy.
supposed to be at?
I decided to enjoy the day.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. That's right. YouTube gave her some paid time off.
Now Luke talks to anybody, you know? He's talking to the neighbors now.
He sounds like a friendly kid. So Luke's talking to the. Wait, what did she say? Let's back up.
What is he? I've got the. Now Luke talks to anybody,
London
you know?
Times.
He's talking to the neighbors now.
Thank you. Oh, I missed it again. Damn it. Sorry. I'll pay attention this time.
Now Luke talks to anybody, you know? He's talking to the neighbors now.
Now Luke talks to anybody you know, and he's talking to the neighbors now. What's wrong with that? Oh, she kind of went, hold on. Listen to that.
Anybody, you know? He's talking to the neighbors now.
Oh, did you hear?
He's talking to the neighbors now.
Listen. She went like, you know what I mean? That kind of like, but quiet, like she's upset. My sons, one of my sons especially, at a yacht club we belong to, family, not me. My son, since he was little, Crush, very personable, talking to people, but also he's mindful of strangers and all that stuff. But I think that's a great trait in a kid to have that kind of personality. Where you're comfortable talking to adults. And that reminds me of my son. So just an FYI, I think it's a great thing for a kid to be comfortable around adults and but she's not happy.
I'll show you Luke is paddleboarding. Hold on. Luke, come over this way.
Wow, that got loud. Sorry, earbud warning. Little late. All right, so she doesn't have to be quiet. Okay, hold up. She doesn't like him talking to the neighbors. So now she's telling him to come over this way, that she wants to show you his paddleboard. Merb, he's talking to the neighbors. Why are you so adamant that he's got to come to you right now? You're interrupting him. BBT, where are you? It was rude. She's mad. She's pissed.
He's over there.
He's over there.
Let's see if he... There he is. Let me see if you can see him. There he is, right? You can see him now. I'm trying to see through this.
She's looking through the lens of the camera. to find her son. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you need a break off of social media when you start looking to real life through your camera. Okay, just put the camera down and use your eyes, like your eyes away from the put the camera down, ma'am. Put the camera down. I have to eat a chip. I'm really hungry. I'm sorry for the noise. I'll try to suck on it for a while. Oh no, this is not a mukbang. Pretty much, London.
What happened? Somebody says something, what? I don't know what somebody's saying.
Oh, so now she's got her subscribers eavesdropping on their conversations out on the lake where Luke is talking to them. God. This is entertainment, people. I'm enjoying this.
How does your lake go? How does my lake go? I don't know what that means. I'm probably reading it wrong because of the sun glare. How does my garden grow? Silver bells and cockle shells all in a row.
This is at the point I asked myself, is she high? It's just so random. Like a lot of her conversation is just so random. This is, as a creator, this is an example of a live stream that would not hold engagement. So if you look at your analytics, if you're a creator and go into your analytics, you will see engagement, and there's a graph for people who are more visual. And you will see that, when the red line goes down or whatever, that if you're not holding engagement, this is one reason, because you're all over the place. It's like trying to do true crime and decoupage at the same time. It just, there's no flow to this. Those two houses are awful close. Huh. I don't know if I could live next to someone that close. Especially if my bedroom was on the side where their house is. Boy, could they talk if that were the case. I don't know in MRB'S case, but in my case, from my experience, if my bedroom was on the side where that other house is, and that's not her two doors down lake house, because that's one door down. Yeah, just an observation. That would be one thing if I were looking for a house, anywhere, whether it be a lake, which I don't particularly like lakes. It's just very musty. But wherever a house was, I really have to be further away from a person living, I would just want more privacy. Because then, like, what if you really wanted to fight with your spouse, right? You can't be loud because then the neighbors will hear you. It'll be no fun. Sounds carry over water. She knows they talk about her. The cycle.
Luke's making waves in every way.
Oh, did you hear it? Did you hear it? Did you see it? Hear it? Let's play that again. Luke's making waves in every way. He's talking to her neighbors, okay? I've got it up full volume, so.
Luke's making waves in every way.
Come on, Merb. Come on.
I think that's T-Ray. I can't see everybody. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Don't talk. You know, don't be
Sorry,
nasty
Vi.
toward your kid. He's just being friendly. Do you really think he's out there talking smack?
I'm not ignoring anyone. Careful, Luke.
Oops, sorry, earbud warning.
Careful.
That makes me sad. That makes me sad that anyone would talk to their kid, especially behind their back, and just talk like in that context. Luke's making waves in every way. He's a kid. Did these kids ever go anywhere? I'm looking at this young boy, young gentleman. It's the end of the summer. They're starting school. I mean, how many times can you go fishing and paddleboarding every single day? Oh, I'm sorry. They went strawberry picking one day. Oh, my bad. Sorry. What has he got? Red hair? Oh, no, that's a red cap.
What are you doing? It's cold here? Really? Did you fall down?
No, I was in the water.
Oh.
Just standing there.
It's almost
You
over.
had cookies?
What?
You had cookies?
Well, I don't want
What
to
kind?
show them.
What kind were they?
Uh-huh.
I know.
I just don't. I don't know. I feel bad for the kid. I don't want to show him. Like,
I did my workout.
Definitely.
Bench pressing on me.
Definitely.
he's cute
Definitely.
though, isn't he? He's working out with the paddleboard. I just didn't want a close up of him. He is cute though.
Who's that?
They did make a cute kid.
What? Who is that? It's music?
It's a radio.
Sounds like screaming.
No, it's a radio.
Maybe it sounds like Scooter on her scooter.
Sean's princess. Let me tell you
Scooter on
something.
a scooter.
Let me tell you something. The life jackets they have are very thin now. They're not uncomfortable. You want to talk about uncomfortable. When I was growing up, could barely see the bottom of our faces with those puffy life jackets. This is a perfect example of what not to do with anybody, even an adult, because it's not a matter, and we went through this before. She thinks if you float, you'll be fine and you won't drown. There are so many different scenarios. We could be here all night. I'm not going to get into them. Every child, especially out in water, whether it's 2 feet, 1 foot, 5 feet, 10 feet, whatever, should have a life jacket on. That's, all summer long, all we do is hear about these drownings. There was a drowning recently, although this young child survived. Somebody was quick enough to notice that this young kid fell in the shallow end of a pool, shallow, and he was found unresponsive with no pulse. They did CPR, and thankfully, this man saved this young boy's life. So you don't know if he falls or hits his head and goes unconscious. So if that's the case, how do you float? You have to be conscious to tell yourself to float. Yeah, this is it. Uh, but I'm a hate channel. I'm a hate channel. Okay.
Oh, the sun feels so.
I would do anything to make sure to keep my kids safe. Because if something, God forbid, with any of us were to happen that could have been preventable, could you live with yourself? I couldn't. No way. No way. God forbid if one of my children drowned, and the fact that they wouldn't have a life jacket on, it could have any accident that can be preventable. I wouldn't even begin to know how to live with myself. Wouldn't. Right, Angela, absolutely. How do you float if you're unconscious? The only time the body will float if you're unconscious is unfortunately if you're deceased. And that's because the gases built up in the body after death from drowning. So you originally sink. That's why a lot of times they have trouble finding bodies when they first lose them. And within 24 hours, gases build up and then they float to the top. So, come on.
Nice.
Ugh. Lake Day goodbye, Scott. What's up? Long time, honey.
All right. Well, I guess I think I'm just gonna hang out here a little bit more.
Jamie, you're gonna have to come
Just
up and
wanted to
tell some
remind you.
stories.
Jimmy's thing tonight at 11.
Oh, Jimmy's,
And
is he still live?
I'll see you later on.
Is it a concert? Has he got
All
strippers?
right. Thanks for hanging with me for a little bit. I love you guys. God bless. Talk to you later. Bye. Bye.
She's very distracted. I'm really disappointed. The way she talked toward her son, Luke's making waves in more ways than one. Come on, that's not nice. That is not nice. Oh, he's still alive. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's almost 2:00 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. How is it that anyone can sleep with him being that loud? These kids, I would think with school starting soon in a week or two, you would want to start adjusting your kids back to school scheduled time. At least that's what I did. Because, the summertime, we know these kids have been up 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, right? So at some point, you want to do it, a couple of weeks before school. You want to start slowly getting them back into that routine. It's Thursday. I don't think they started school yet. Here in my state, September 9th, after Labor Day. It's always been that way. So I don't know about there, but still, I know with my kids, we started, settling them down earlier and earlier before school started. And plus, his neighbor's house is so close. Remember we saw that? I mean, he's got an amp. Those are loud. So Jimmy's consistent with playing chords, but you can tell here when he's not doing chords. He stops singing, he's concentrating, but he plays chords mostly. And guitars are very easy to learn on. There aren't that many chords to learn. I'm just a ray of sunshine tonight, huh, guys? Yeah, you need to put. This isn't a contest. concert? You're practicing. Ooh, what's that? What did I? She took away his football. What's that? Whose channel is that? All right, Jimmy, enough of you. Where's that? How can I get to that video? She took away his football. I'm more interested in that. Forget Jimmy. I want to put in she took away his football. Straight to her grave. Oh, that's Lamont at Large. He's a good channel. He visits cemeteries. I don't want to stream him. But if anyone, Lamont, Lamont at Large, if someone wants to drop his link, I love cemeteries. He visits cemeteries. One of them he did, the last one was really sad. This couple just got married, and they were leaving the parking lot where they got married, and they were hit by a truck. They were married 5 minutes, and they were both killed. He did that one. Your ears are bleeding. Okay. All right, stop screen. Stop sharing. All right, anyone want to come up? I'm going to post the link. Okay, let me get back to chat. Yeah, Rachel, I've been following him for quite a while now. Oh, Wendy, I'm sorry. Well, glad you made it. Yes, Jamie, come on up and tell a story or two. You're welcome, Antimon. Auto-tune? I don't know. I don't know. Rosia. Oh, no. Welcome, Jamie. Nice to see you. Hello. Try to adjust your volume. Yeah, you've got it muted, Jamie. What happened to J Bell? I don't know the J Bell thing. I didn't follow Merb that much. Jamie, you're still, I don't know if you want to go out and come back in. Thanks, Angela, for posting that. Paste. Just check your settings before you come up. Lee, you can come up. Anyone can come up. Rosia, he insults my era of music. You'd love to meet Lamont. He travels all over the country. He was actually in Massachusetts. There you go. Hi, Jamie.
Hey, how are you? Well,
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I thought I'd tell you a couple fun stories of being a single mom of 3 teenage boys. So we had this little house, 1 story, and right before my husband was going to leave me, he parked me in this big, expensive 2-story house. So we move in, and I told the kids, look, we're in a really nice neighborhood now, and you cannot run around naked on the main floor, because they used to do it at our house, at our single level, and because we had a wood stove, and they always like to go out there and warm up. So I said, so there's no boxers on the main floor. So the next morning I come down the big staircase and I turn toward the breakfast room, and they're all 3 sitting at the table, buck naked.
How old were they?
17, 15, and 17, 14 and a half, and 11. And I
Yeah.
had not seen their privates since I stopped showering with them
Oh
when
my
they were
God.
toddlers. And
Right.
they were not, well, they took after their father. The only good thing about him was that. And anyway, so I was just shocked. And I go, "What are you doing?" And they said, "Well, Mom, you said no boxers on the main floor."
Oh my God. That's
So
funny. That is
they
so
did that. So then I had my kids were on the swim team and the water polo team, and my dog is attacking me right now. Anna, you sit down. You bad girl.
Oh,
Well, she just jumps on me like she's
she
50 pounds now and she's
loves
only 4
you.
months old. And she's like, "You're my lunch." Um, she likes to walk by me and take a nip. Anyway, so I used to have the water polo team and the swim team spend the night at my house during their seasons. And so one year, the girls team wanted to come too. So I said, "Well, you have to I have to talk to all the girls' parents." So I have like 25 kids in my family room, and I make this speech, and I said, "You are welcome to my home. You will behave as if you have to answer to me because you do. And I
Mhm.
collect car keys, and nobody goes out the front door after 10 o'clock.
Good
There
for
will be
you.
no drinking alcohol, no drugs, and no
Boy,
fornication."
what a killjoy.
And this girl in the back put her hand up and goes, "What's fornication?" I said, "We're good. We're good. You guys don't
Oh
even
my
know about it." So I had, I had a lot of fun. I had this bridge that went from the main hallway upstairs to the master suite, and it ran across the top of the foyer. And the kids used to take their mattresses off their
That
beds
sounds
and pile them down
beautiful.
there
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
and jump off the bridge onto the
Oh my
mattresses. But I didn't know this for like 6 years.
Of course,
And
they
every
start
time
when
I
they get
walked,
older, they start telling us these stories. Yeah.
they would hear the garage door go up and they'd fly. They each had a best friend that lived next door, and they'd fly those mattresses up the stairs. And by the time I got upstairs, they're all sitting in their rooms, playing Nintendo or doing computer. And, "Hi, Mom, how are
Mhm.
you?" And I didn't find out for years until I tucked them in once, and my youngest didn't have any sheets on his bed. And I go, "I made this bed yesterday. Where are your sheets?" And he goes, and he was the youngest, was always the one who ratted everybody out. "I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Mom, I didn't mean to, but we took them off so we could jump on our mattresses from the bridge." What? Yeah.
Oh my
So,
God.
and then one time in my master bathroom, there was a separate door for the shower and the toilet. And on the back of the door, I hung my robes. So I had like a lot of robes, like 4 or 5 of them. And I thought, "Oh, I better wash these." And we'd lived there like 3 years. So I'd pull them all off to take them down to wash them. And there is a hole in that door on the inside of the room. And
Oh
I
my
thought, "I
God.
don't remember a hole being in that door when we moved in." And so then I noticed that the little curved part of the door latch went the wrong way. And I thought, well, I wondered why. I thought I'd noticed that before, but I thought, "Oh, this house is built weird. Then I
Yeah.
went to
Yeah.
their bathroom door and I realized their bathroom door was backwards too. And I
What?
said to Alex, the oldest, "Get over here. Who punched my door? Who punched your bathroom door and replaced it with mine? Who swapped it out?"
Oh my
And
God.
they all started laughing at me.
Genius. That kid's a
"Mom, that was 3
genius.
years ago."
Right?
Yeah. So, I thought I was on top of everything, Mom, but apparently not.
Yeah. I've recently been starting to hear, um, "Mom, we never told you this, but do you remember when stories?" And, uh, I just say, so they're starting a little later. I mean, they're older now, but I'm just like, and the only thing I was really good at was I trained my boys very well with the toilet seat, always to put it down, always to be mindful of woman, and because there's nothing worse than in the middle of the night sitting on a toilet when both the lids are up.
Yeah.
It's like you're free falling, and it's like, oh my God, and it's a hard landing. So I always train them. So when I would come home some particular nights, and if that toilet seat was up, I knew they had company. I knew they had come. And they could never figure it out. They're like, how do you know? How do you know? They never caught on. They never caught on, but I knew when that toilet seat would. But that's probably the only thing I outdid them on, because now I'm hearing all the stories, that they
Well,
got
I
it.
gave up and I painted their bathroom yellow because I got tired of washing the walls. They used to have sword fights, with their pee streams.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
How
but
many
that
boys? You had 3 boys, and how many
3
girls?
boys, none.
All boys.
Just 3 boys, and their dad left when my youngest was 5. So it was quite a journey, but they're all
Mm,
doing great now. And in
yeah.
2012, 2 of them got married the same year, one in April and one in August. And my son stood up and gave the best man speech, and he said, "We'd like to pay tribute to our mother, who amazingly is still alive after raising us." And he
Who
said,
taught us to pee directly into the toilet?
yeah. Well, and then he said, "My mother was a very good guide, but we heard 5 sentences every day of our lives. The first one was, own your actions. The second one was, take the high road. The view is better and it's far less crowded." And I can't remember the other. Then there was,
Yeah.
the adages that I told them. And then the fourth one was, the third one was, the fourth one was, can't I ever have anything nice? They heard that every day because they broke everything I cared about.
Right,
And
right.
then the last one, he said, and we will never forget her tearful lament upstairs as we were putting holes in walls and doors. I want to hear brotherly love in this house right now, damn it. And the whole place was cracked up. It was funny. They turned out
Rosia,
great, though, amazingly.
Rosia says, don't know how Ma didn't know the summer afternoon came home drunk on Boone's Farm wine. I don't know if you and I went to the same package store, liquor store, Rosia, but my first drunk was on strawberry Boone's Farm wine.
Ew.
And I came home, and yes, they noticed. And I had the white carpenter pants on that were all dirty. And I remember just being thrown in the back of a pickup truck and being driven home, and kind of rolled
Dumped on
up
the
the back of
lawn.
the truck. And I went up to the front door, and I'm like holding up the house with my hand. My parents didn't say anything. They knew. I went straight to my room, to my water bed.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But that was my
See,
first drunk, strawberry
my
Boone's
first
Farm
drunk
wine.
was, my dad let us drink at home because he bought really expensive liquor. And he said, I don't want you to go out and get drunk on cheap crap that'll kill your brain cells and your kidneys and your liver. I want you to drink the good stuff. And if you get drunk with some guy and you puke in his car, he'll just throw you out and drive off. So you and your friends can drink here. So I used to drink in my house. I walked home in 8th grade and my dad was sitting there with a friend of his. And I went to the cabinet and I pulled out a bottle of gin and I made a gin and tonic. And my dad's friend goes, what are you doing? He goes, I had a hard day. What's it to you? I
Oh, my
was
God.
in 8th grade.
Hey,
Yeah,
let me tell you about my first drunk. All right.
I have to use the bathroom, but I'll be
Oh
right back.
man,
Is it
and I'm
okay?
gonna wait. No, can you hold
I
it for
forgot
2
to put my
seconds?
Depends on. I
For
forgot.
God's sake, go ahead. I'll wait.
All right. Black Eagle,
Anyway,
by the way, J May,
what?
by the way, J May, this is Black Eagle.
hi, Black
Hey,
I don't
darling.
know if you 2 minutes. Yeah,
Go to the
Black Eagle
bathroom
May.
already. I'm chomping at the bit to tell you my story.
I'm just
Go,
saying
quick.
that you and I have
Can't you?
already met in real life.
Yeah,
She's from
she's
Maine.
lovely. Oh, will you
Okay.
just go to the bathroom
I'll be
already,
right
for God's sakes? Good God. Sheesh. No, I did meet Pink, and don't tell her I said this, but she's absolutely lovely.
Well, I could tell, people,
Yeah.
she just doesn't have any agendas other than outward kindness. She really is
She's
genuine.
hysterical. I mean, I'm not the type of person normally that I would go. I mean, not to be talking crap here, but if Molly Golightly was doing a meet and greet 5 minutes from my house, I would not go see her.
Oh no, I watched her for 5 minutes and went, not my channel, not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I mean,
Crazy.
yeah, no, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm glad that that we met, and like I said, she's lovely, and she's funny as fuck. She's hysterical. So where are you from?
I'm on the West Coast.
Okay, I'm on the other side.
Although my ancestors landed in Situate, Massachusetts in 1635, and I've always wanted to go there.
Okay.
I used to travel for work and I've been everywhere, but we never needed to go to Boston. So I was ticked. I was really looking forward to going there and looking up old gravestones and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, put it on your bucket list. I'm 2 hours north of P. I'm on the southern coast of Maine. So yeah.
Well, I'm
Oh
looking
yeah.
for property on the beach on the West Coast to build
Oh
my
no,
barn dominium.
your barnuminium.
Yeah.
Oh cool. I can vision it right now. Like a big old barn, kind of wide open space.
Yeah, and I just wanted exactly the kind of square foot. I want a big closet and I want one big bathroom and one guest room because don't come and visit very much, one person at a time. I don't. I had my house full of teenagers for 11 years,
Sure.
and I really relish the quiet.
Right.
Although when
Well,
my
I had 5 kids, and when they would come home with their friends, you were talking earlier about, when they had the kids over, I'd get home in the afternoon and my fridge would be empty.
oh yeah,
They would come home, they'd be cooking food, they'd, go to make eggs in the morning. It's like, where'd all the eggs go? It's like, oh, well, we were hungry.
oh, Swim Team ate at my house every afternoon, and I went through tons of money. My biggest expense
Yeah.
was food. It was
Well,
it was
I mean,
alarming.
it was all well and good when but it started to get expensive. It was like, I really hate to be that mom, but you can't come home and eat me out of house and home before I get here.
Oh, you know what? My middle son, Jake, he was the human nettle. He was always the troublemaker. He was always in my face. And I would buy those little foil envelopes of juice and little snacks for their lunches when they were in
Sure,
primary and middle school. And the day after I buy them, they'd all be gone.
sure,
And nobody would fess up. I'd say,
right.
own your actions. Why don't you own your actions? I won't get mad. I just want to know why you're doing this because now I don't have snacks for your lunch.
Well,
And then when my washer and dryer broke down, the repairman came out to move the washer out.
just
All the
found them all.
wrappers in 5 years of juice drinks and snack
Right,
packs
sure,
were behind the washing machine. No
right,
wonder it
right.
stopped working.
Well,
And
I used to tell people that, my one job as a parent with 5 kids was just to continuously funnel food down their gizzards, you know. And people would say, well, my kid's picky, my kid. I said, you know what you do? I'll tell you what you do. You put, like, when they get home from school, have veggies and dip and whatever on the table. Just leave it there. Put hummus out, put whatever, and they will eat it.
yeah, they'll eat
You know,
anything.
absolutely. They're like, human vacuums.
Well, swimming and water polo really make them ravenous.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I picked those sports for them. I wouldn't let them play football because of TBI. And it was swimming and water polo were the best co-parents a single mother could have because they come home, they're ravenously hungry, they shovel
They're
everything they
tired.
can in their face,
Right.
they,
They're
they have an hour
exhausted.
and a half to do their homework, and then they crash.
Right. Right.
So, like by 10 o'clock, it was silence all through
Right.
the house. It was like,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had, my biggest task was trying to figure out how to be, well, my two older, there was a gap. So it was more so with my younger, I had twins, and then I had my daughter that was 2 years older than them. Anyway, it was trying to be in three different places. One had cheering, one was in soccer, one was in football, and they would all get out at the same time. And it's like, so it got to the point where like the other parents would be like, we know you're coming, go get the other ones and we'll wait until you get here. It's like, oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, 5. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
couldn't have
And then,
done 5.
trying to like, excuse me, they'd have games at the same time. So I'd go to one, half of a soccer game, and then I'd go get half of a football game. It was crazy. And but it does go by really fast. So
Oh, it went too fast.
yeah.
And as
it
much as I
does.
was really involved with all their stuff, I just miss them like crazy. And they all live in town, but two of them have very, very busy jobs.
Right.
And the third one, the oldest, is less busy. He has a more routine job, but he's working on a new relationship, so he's preoccupied.
Well, I'll
But
tell you, my twins just came home from the Marines. They had been gone, my
oh, thank them
babies.
for their service. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
I definitely will do that. And yeah, so they've been gone for 4 years, and they're here for just the latter part of the summer, and then they're going to college in Canada, actually. And yeah, it's
You
it's
must be so proud, both of you.
well, they were born at 2 pounds each, and they struggled. It was a lot of work getting them through school because they weren't quite special ed, but they had delays. So, it was a lot getting them through school, but and I didn't want them to go into the Marines. I didn't want them to. But I'll tell you what, it was the best thing that they could have ever done. And
Yeah, I mean, that's
yeah,
yeah, preemies, they were a little delayed, but eventually it catches up.
yeah.
They're
Yeah,
just
Lee.
Well,
Hi,
and we
Lee.
have a
She's
really
on
good,
panel. Lee, have you met Jay May?
Jamie, I've seen you around. You have great stories. So fun raising 3 boys and Black Eagle.
This is
I've run your life.
Lee,
Um,
It's a pleasure.
baby. How are you?
Really,
How are you, darling?
I'm
you
good.
know,
I'm
my
good.
my
You on your
mother.
elliptical machine at 1 o'clock in the morning, you
I get my
bragger.
Pilates machine. I try and do it every day.
Pilates. At 1 in the
Pilates.
morning?
As long as it gets done, I do 100, 100, then 100, whatever. It doesn't matter what.
Man, wow.
As long as I get it done, I gotta keep
Right.
this stuff. I'm an old lady over here. I gotta keep it going.
Hey, if I drop off, my battery's wonky, so I might
Oh
end up
no!
getting.
Go get your
Well,
charger.
no, it's all right. I'm plugged in, but I'm gonna go as long as I can. But
Yeah, I'm plugged in too.
Well, it's good
Hi,
that we're all
Pink.
plugged in. It's better than being not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hi,
Right.
Pink. How are you, darling? I'm so sorry, your mom, darling. Really,
Thank you. Thank
it's
you. I'm
awful. Yeah,
okay. I've been keeping busy the past couple of days, so it's helped. But thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's a journey. I
Boy.
had siblings who put their name on my mother's house and stole all her money market account and put her in a home.
Wait,
I
And
can't
slow up
even
on that. What happened?
and she called me and said, "Get me out of here. I want to go home. I want my house back." And I went, "What?"
Oh my God.
So I had to
Do
quit
that.
work. I know. I have siblings that are just horrendous. They are the most narcissistic. They're all really good Christians. And they will tell you
Yes.
that when they meet you, but then they'll fleece you blind. And so I got my mom. I worked with one of my oldest sister to get mom back in her house. And then her doctor said she couldn't live alone. And we're in the doctor appointment. And then the doctor says, "Well, Irma, you cannot live alone." And my mom looks at her and says, well, she'll live with me, won't you, honey? And I said, of course. I didn't even think about it because my mom was my favorite person in the world. And I loved her and I looked up to her, and she became my best friend. And our relationship was just the richest thing in my whole life. So it was a privilege to take care of her for 4 years. And we had fun and laughed every single day. The neighbors, somebody even got up at her funeral and said, I could always tell how happy Irma was with her daughter living there, because I could hear them on their patio in the evening laughing the night away. And Irma had such a great laugh, and she did. She was wonderful. But there was a time when she had had a stroke, and we had just put my dad in a home for Alzheimer's. And he forgot how to get into bed. The bed was too high. So I took one of my kids' loft beds apart, and I took the low part and I took it over to the old folks' home, and I was building it. And this gets funny. This gets really funny. And so I'm building this bed, with the 6-inch long bolts in his room at the Alzheimer's home. And he's not verbal, and he's standing there and watching me. And I'm between the bed and the wall, tucking in the sheets. I've got the bed built, the mattress is on. He can just fall into it. It's perfect. And I'm bent over, smoothing out the sheet. And my dad starts making noises because he's alarmed about something. And I didn't look up because I was sweating and miserable. And I thought, it's okay, Dad, I'm almost done. And then I raised my head up, and I'm still bent over the bed. And I am looking at a 98-year-old penis peeing on the bed that I have just made. And it's not my father's. He's over on the wall. He was getting agitated because some other guy walked in his room and pulled it out, and he was trying to warn me. And so then I called the orderlies, and they came and they changed the bed and everything. And I went out, and I had to get to the hospital to work with my mom. I got her in a stroke clinic at our local hospital. It was really good for her. And I would go down there every afternoon and do her workouts with her. And so I was trying to race to my mom's, but I got in the car and I just started crying because I was hot and sad. And then all of a sudden, the image of this man's package in my face. And you talk about your laughter from tears moment. That was like the crescendo of all time of laughter. To laughter. And I just started howling. And I could not keep it in. I was just like, oh my God, this is my life. Are you kidding me? But I decided then that would be the last penis I ever wanted to see. Because that was really something.
Yeah, when you least expect it, right?
Yeah. And people say, well, why not? My sons are always after me. Why don't you go date and get a man? I thought, no, I didn't have good luck. My first husband cheated, and after I put him through med school with 3 kids and 2 jobs I was working.
Good for you. Mm.
And then after he left, I had a boyfriend that I said, we're not going to move in. I'm not doing Brady Bunch. I'm devoted to my kids. So if you want to date until our youngest goes to college, he had 2 sons too. And then that's fine. Well, he loved me because he lived 13 miles away, and I didn't know what he was up to when I wasn't with him. And I found out after 15 years that he was addicted to porn and lived in strip clubs most of the time.
Jesus.
And took a black stripper to New York to visit his son.
Crazy.
And yeah. And so I kind of learned my lesson. My picker is broken. And I'm a dog person now. I don't need a man. But I think my son,
female dog.
yes, it is. All my dogs have always been female because I was raising boys.
Black Eagle, I only said that because you're here.
And I appreciated it. Spot on.
I rescued female dogs.
Oh my God.
I've always had female dogs because I wanted another estrogen-based unit in my home raising 3 boys.
Yeah, it's funny, Jamie.
You did spell it wrong, Pig. It's all right.
I know. It's late.
It's all good. It's all good. We
Are
don't
you
sweat
like
the small stuff,
retired AOL cop, spell check cop?
right?
Kenny Bunkport. Yes, the Bushes live, their summer compound is in Kenny Bunkport, which if you're on Wells Beach, where I was last summer, it's you could see the peninsula in Kenny Bunkport.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I used to work in an art gallery, and George and Barbara used to come for dinner at the
Yeah.
restaurant
Oh,
right next door.
you've met
Oh,
them?
wow.
Well, I didn't. I did meet them sort of. They were leaving. Their Secret Service used to come and hang out with me on the porch of the gallery that I worked in. So
Wow.
yeah, and so I mean, yeah, I mean they waved hello. That was, um, I
Barbara
mean
and
they're,
girls.
you know,
Yeah.
well, I mean when people are pretty casual, they're pretty casual. It
Yeah.
was never.
Yeah. I
But
can
I'll
see
tell you
that.
what, I worked at a, excuse me, I worked at this bar right on the water, right down from their compound. And so when they were in town, all of the press used to stay at the bar that I worked at. And like the hotel, and it had the bar. I'll tell you what, those people party big time. All the camera, news crew, all of them, because they basically sit around waiting, like they're up here on vacation, the Bushes. So, it's not like they're in Washington doing business or whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting. So,
Well, I
yeah.
met John F. Kennedy Jr. here in town when
Oh
he
my
was on
God.
his tour for George. And
Wow.
You met one of the Kennedys too.
I saw JF Kennedy and Jackie Onassis probably 4 feet in front of me.
oh
Shut
my
up.
God.
I
Well, I
came,
got
yeah.
the ad agency that my company hired. The head of that agency was the president of the Advertising Federation here in our city, and they were hosting this event. So we got tickets to the after meet and greet, and there's like 35 people in the room with JFK Jr. And he comes walking up to me after he did the big thing in the auditorium at the Hilton. Then we go in the little room and he's meeting and greeting, and he gets to me and he says, "Well, and what brings you here?" And I said, "Well, I know Doug Fish, the PAF guy." And he says, but he walked up to me first. He goes, "Hi, I'm John Kennedy." Like I didn't know, I mean, like he's so
You mean
unassuming.
Junior, the one that was with
Junior,
Carolyn
yes,
Bessette that went
yes,
down in the plane?
yes.
So
You
I
have to
was
handsome.
tell
I was at the beach that day when the plane
Oh,
went down, and we were out on jet skis, and it was just, looking down into the water. And, I mean, up here in this part of the country, the water is flipping cold.
yeah.
And I'll never forget that day.
Well, it
I
was
remember.
that was about a year after I met him. But when he walked up to me and I told him who I was, and he goes, "So," and it was before he got married. And he says, "Are you married?" I said, "Oh, I'm divorced, but I have kids." He goes, "Oh, how many?" I said, three boys. And then I said to him, "There was something that your mother said that I will never forget. And whenever being a mom feels difficult, I say it again to myself. I quote your mother." And he goes, "Well, what was that?" And I said, "Your mother said that if you bungle raising your children, nothing else you do in life matters much." And I hung on to that quote of hers a lot as a single mom of three boys. And he took
Yeah.
my hands in his, and I looked up at him because he was tall, and he had tears in his eyes. He said, "That would make my mom so happy. Thank you for telling me that." And
Aw.
it was really a moving moment. But I'll tell you, as wonderful as that moment was, the thing I will never forget about him is he was the best smelling human being on the planet. It must be from some secret, uber rich cologne house mixed with some soap they don't let us mortals have, because he smelled so
He
divine.
probably had a special
Oh,
sent me
Oh,
just for
maybe he just emanated perfection in every way, because he was absolutely the most beautiful physical specimen of a human being I have ever stood
gorgeous,
next to. He was
gorgeous.
absolutely gorgeous, but he smelled so great. And I thought, boy, if I could find out what he wore. And my girlfriend says, why didn't you ask him? Did you get his autograph? I said, you think I'm going to ask him for his autograph after he held my hands and had tears in his
Well,
eyes?
you know, he was quite the ladies' man. They all
Well,
were.
good for him, boy. Good for him. I can see why. And those are some lucky ladies, because
I
he
don't know.
mesmerized
Well,
me.
I mean, he was married.
I mean, I
Are you
remember
talking?
too.
Which one are you talking about now?
Their son,
Junior.
JFK
Oh,
Jr.
oh, 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 okay.
No, I wasn't old enough to have met Kennedy. He died when I was like
Oh,
5.
oh, okay.
Well, I
Right.
saw J.F. Kennedy and Jackie Onassis in Brooklyn in front of Our Lady of Perpetual Help, which is the Catholic school I went to. And they had the car on the sidewalk, not in the street.
Yeah, they got
Okay.
all that special stuff, all that special treatment and that special
Yeah,
cologne.
they were
I
in
want that cologne, man.
they were in a convertible and they were sitting up. And I mean, so I'm talking close. And I told Pink, I said this on another stream. I mean, the camera did nothing for John Kennedy. When I saw him in person, I mean, he was blonde as could be.
Sure.
He was so handsome. And her beauty didn't even come close to his handsomeness in person.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, he
she was
was a
very
good looking.
photogenic. He was not.
I used to love going down to Hyannisport back in my 20s, and
I used to go to
always,
the Cape, when I had nothing to do.
yeah. Which part? Did you ever go to P Town?
Where the Beals were.
The Beatles?
Beals.
No.
Oh, the
Oh,
Beals.
oh, no
pictures.
kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Those
down there.
The crazy ones,
The only
right?
Yeah.
thing is, I didn't know they were there.
I didn't know that's where I thought they were in Nantucket when they lived the
I'm
eccentric.
pretty sure it was wherever it was. I used to go there because I used to travel. I'm
Right.
talking the 60s.
Right.
And
Right.
Jackie paid to fix up their house for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was that was a compelling story.
Yeah. Well, we all have weird relatives. I just have
Well,
evil
that kind of
people
money,
looking.
the eccentricity with a lot of people with that amount of wealth is
Yeah.
it's mind-boggling. I mean, they were eating cat food.
No. Oh,
You know,
God.
I mean, back then, the shame of their eccentricities,
It just amazed me because I watched that 2-3 times. I mean, it just
Mm.
and the movie was so good. I mean, it really.
I was just going to ask you what you thought of that. It was Drew Barrymore, right?
I thought she was amazing, and so
Yeah.
was what's her name?
Jessica Lange, I think.
Yes,
Was it
I
Jessica
thought.
Lange?
I
I don't
just
remember.
can't think right now. Pink,
No,
Google it.
No, but you're definitely right. I thought Drew Barrymore did a fantastic job.
But in
Yeah,
spite
it
of
was
all
great.
the squalor, all the starvation, the fact that they lived in their own little world and
Sure.
enjoyed raccoons and rain pouring in and no food.
Right.
And I mean, just I mean,
Yeah.
you
But
can
they
learn a
also
lot
maintained that aura of
of dignity.
yeah, that refined, they're
Right.
refined,
The refined
the way they
order of
spoke. Sure.
dignity. Correct. I mean,
But
it's
I'll
just
tell you
crazy as
what,
hell. Crazy as all
through
get out. They were.
through my grandfather, I met a lot of uh really wealthy but very eccentric people in New York. And it was kind of fascinating
I mean,
actually.
I didn't meet people in New York. I worked in Manhattan for 18 years, but I'd see them
There you
all
go.
the
Right.
I didn't. I used to see Woody Allen at least 2-3 times a week.
Ooh.
No.
Oh yeah, it was just hi, how you doing? I mean, that's how it is in New
Yeah.
York. You don't bother celebrities.
I bumped into
Yeah, in
Sydney
Hawaii,
Pollack.
Roseanne Barr would always be walking around. She's cool. She's just like, hey, like
Yeah.
one of the locals,
Right. Well, that's part of the reason she
Andy
was so
Warhol, I
believable.
used to see him walking around. I didn't know he was going to be famous or anything.
Who was that?
You know, Andy Warhol.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, a friend of mine that I used to work at one of the jobs I had when I was financing my ex's education. I worked at the horse track and the dog track, and I worked there with this guy who became a Hollywood screenwriter. And his name is John Norville, and he wrote Tin Cup, the movie.
Mm.
And he was down in Hollywood for years, and then he moved back here to town. And he came to see us at the track, and we were all laughing about the good old days. And then he said, well, I'm going to be bringing a friend through town on our way to Bend because we're going to shoot a movie out there. And the racetrack crew, they would always come to my house, and I'd make them my scratch spaghetti sauce. So he says, I was hoping we could
You
swing.
said sauce. Okay, good.
So he said, I want
Thank
Oh,
God,
Lee,
with
hush
the
it.
gravy crap.
Hush it. It's gravy.
No way in
Silly.
hell. Sorry.
Aren't you
No,
Italian?
stop.
Aren't you Italian, Lee?
Yeah, but it's napolitano. It's sauce.
Okay, well, I'll give it to you
Anyway,
then. You're Italian.
so I make my scratch spaghetti. He says, I want to bring my friend by on our way through town on the way to Bend so we can make and have your scratch spaghetti. And I said, okay. So I'm making the spaghetti, and my kids are playing Nintendo in the family room, and the dogs are going nuts because the doorbell's ringing. And I run to the door, and I'm sweaty from cooking with a dish towel on my shoulder. And he's standing there with Kevin Costner.
Oh my goodness.
And I go,
I would have fainted.
no shit, John. No shit. That's all I could think of to say. Like you said, you were bringing a friend. You didn't, and he and Costner are still really good friends to this day. But I just fell out. I just didn't even know how to behave. And he's the
I wouldn't
nicest
either.
guy, and he loved my spaghetti. But
And he's aging you very well.
oh, yeah.
You want to know who's a real asshole?
Who?
Denzel Washington. Well, he was the time that I met him. He was a real prick.
Denzel.
I can see
Denzel.
that. I can see that
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yep.
I don't know why, but
Really? You met him?
Well, my grandfather, his production company did a documentary for my grandfather, but I you know, through my grandfather, I met quite a few celebrities over the years, and
Wow.
you know,
Yeah.
the thing is that my grandfather was just such a down to earth guy, and you know, I'll tell you one time I went to New York, went to visit him, and I got there, and I was in his whatever room, study, whatever, and I saw all these CDs stacked up, and they were all Lenny Kravitz, and I was like, Pepe,
love
I said,
him.
when did you start listening to
I'm
Lenny
just sick. I never
Kravitz?
got to one of his concerts. Okay.
Well, anyway, he said he was just here. He
Oh,
literally had just left my grandfather's apartment
Oh,
about half an hour before. I said, are you kidding me? I said, really? I said, you knew I was coming. Did you not stop to think? He says, well, Sarah, you know, I really didn't. It's like, oh my God.
boy. Oh,
wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
that's
Yeah.
beyond cool.
Yeah. No, he you know, the thing, like my grandfather, like he you know, I mean, he was world renowned. He knew a lot of famous people. I could talk for hours, but I'll tell you
Why don't you
who.
tell Black Eagle? Why don't you tell people who your grandfather, like what he did?
Well,
What?
you can Google. His name is Gordon Parks. But I'll tell you. You want to hear some dirt?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
I'm in.
Well-
Hurry up.
right. He was. I could say they were more than acquaintances. He was friends with that dickhead Bill Cosby, and
Oh,
You-
no.
yeah, they knew each other for years. And he said, you know, Bill Cosby was a real asshole, but they were, they were I don't know how to say it. They weren't like chummy buddies all the time, but they,
Well, I'm sure your grandfather didn't know what Bill Cosby was doing.
no. Well, I don't know because when it all came out, I never had a chance to ask him because my grandfather was dead by then, but I would have loved to. Um, but anyway, what I was going to say is, so they used to play tennis together all the time. And
Wow.
so one time they decided they were going to play tennis for a week. And I forget where they went. They went and stayed at this place, and all week long they took lessons and they played each other. And the deal was, whoever won, whoever came out the winner of the week, was going to pick up the tab for the whole week for both of them, which is no big deal for either one of them at the, you know what I mean? It,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
it was just like that was their wager, whatever.
That's chump change, apparently, from what
Right. And so my grandfather kicked his ass, and he said Bill Cosby threw a temper tantrum like a 2-year-old,
Wow.
broke his rackets, fired,
Wow.
didn't tip, like he didn't tip like all the ball boys, and he left in a total, he was pissed. And so anyway, so he made a real ass of himself, basically. And my grandfather was just like, oh, whatever, didn't see that coming. Anyway, so Bill Cosby calls him up and says, hey, Gordon, sorry about that. I'd like to make it up to you. I'd like to take you out to lunch, and, we can talk about it, whatever. Let's kiss and make up.
Sure,
And so yeah, right. So my grandfather was like, sure, that's fine. I'll do that. So they agreed to meet somewhere, and Cosby stood him up.
He didn't want to
Wow.
lose again.
That says
Yeah.
a lot about his personality. That was on
Yep.
purpose.
Exactly.
My
My grandfather.
Oh, go
so-
ahead.
No, he, because I'm like, really? Do you think he did? He was like, yeah, no, he did that on purpose. I was like, what an asshole.
Yeah, he didn't want to lose again. Well,
Yeah.
my grandpa worked for Hearst, and my grandfather, and check this out, he was born in 1876. So he was
Wow.
50 when my dad was born. Anyway, he worked for Hearst, and then he came back to his home state and he became a publisher. But he traveled around a lot, and he knew a ton of Hollywood people. And he had an affair with Glinda the Good Witch, the actress Billy Burke. And we couldn't watch The Wizard of Oz when we were little because my granny, his widow, lived with us, and she wouldn't let us watch it. And she'd say, well, when you're older, your mother will explain it. And so when Granny died, I said, why couldn't we
Trollop.
watch The Wizard of Oz? And she said, because Billy Burke used to come up and he would take her to his beach house and teach her how to paint, because my grandpa was an artist. And Granny didn't like that. And I was like 10, so I'm like, well, what's wrong with teaching her to paint? I didn't get
That's
it.
quite a
didn't know
radical
any better,
name
yeah.
for somebody back in that day and age for a woman to be named Billy. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, she
Very
was
cool.
actually, didn't she
Billie
go with some
Holiday,
big
yeah.
promoter? She went with like
Right.
Flo Ziegfeld or some, I don't know, some big promoter. Anyway,
Okay.
my grandpa sketched every person he ever knew. And when my mom passed away, I inherited her entire house was full of my grandparents' stuff. And I inherited all my grandpa's art, and I inherited everything. And I was going through he had this big wood cabinet. It was a publisher's cabinet with a ton of drawers. And I found this little box called, his name was Murray, his first name. And it was Murray's Celeb Sketches. And I open it up, and now he was in Hollywood, early Hollywood. He has Mary Pickford. He had Tom Mix.
Wow.
He had Step and Fetch. So I found this box of his little pocket sketches, and I have 60 of them that are autographed. And I'm like, what do I do with these? Because it costs like $35 a piece to have a signature authenticated. And I've got 60 autographs. That's a ton of change. He was
There's a lady on YouTube. I have her in my somewhere saved. When I find out you could do it online.
Really?
She's very honest. She's wonderful. She authenticates anything and everything. Because I have something I need authenticated. I plan to send to her.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, her
Well, I
channel
have.
is just not coming to my mind right now. But she's like one of the best out there, trusting. When
Oh my
it's
gosh.
just, I just can't think right now. But when it comes to me, I'll check my subscriptions and I'll get it to Pink.
Yeah,
Boy,
do
what a
please,
what a
because
what a
my community
profession to
post.
have.
Yeah.
How does somebody come to have a profession like that? They
Well,
must
How do
she's
just
you
be a
do that
huge
online, though? How do you
history buff.
you do
authenticate
take a
pictures.
online?
picture of
You
it,
send them
whatever.
photos of it.
Like
Oh,
Well,
I'm
my
gonna
okay.
send her
grandpa.
the front and back. Like you could send her a couple of them, and you could talk to. I'll get to. I'll find. I just off the tip of my tongue. I can't remember the name of her channel, but I'll
Well,
Hey,
text
I
her.
saw one of the original Helen Keller letters. That was
oh
pretty
my
wild.
God.
And that she had the most impeccable penmanship.
I
Well,
bet.
when I was
Yeah.
getting ready for my estate sale, I found this box of old boxing gloves from like the 30s.
Yeah.
And I think, oh, what a bunch of junk. And then I pulled one out and it's autographed by Jack Dempsey to my
Oh
dad.
no,
Yeah.
Wow.
that's it,
And
man.
he knew Jack Dempsey. I have sketches of Dempsey
You know what that
and
would be
Max and Buddy
worth?
Bear.
God.
Do you have any idea? That would be worth a fortune.
Well, I just, I don't want to pay the money to authenticate it. And I
Listen,
have a sketch. I have a pocket
What does it
sketch that he
cost to
did on the same
authenticate?
day.
this lady is reasonable.
It's like
I'll find.
$175 to get those gloves authenticated.
But can you
If you
imagine how
find
much
out
they're
it's
worth?
worth
Right.
500,000 or
Holy.
2 million,
No,
Yeah.
not that much.
Hey, listen, guys, I don't know. Something's wonky with my battery. I'm at 1%.
oh no.
I'm gonna
All
say
right.
goodbye
Thanks,
while I can.
Michael. Yeah, I'm gonna
Hey,
end it
Let
much
soon,
me
but
go.
Well, Pink,
much
you should I have a great idea for your next live.
yeah.
You should do famous people I have met.
Yeah, I
And
have
people
more
can
famous
call in
people I
because
have met.
I've met a ton of really famous
Yeah.
people. And I
Some
even
black people.
when I was a
Yeah.
baby, I sat on Carl Sandburg's lap because
My
he
Oh
was
my
my
goodness.
God,
grandpa's
I
good
went to
friend.
his house. I went to his house after he died, of course. I was a little girl. I remember the cigar in the ashtray. I remember his office. I remember everything because
who?
I
Who
ended
is
up
that?
majoring in English literature. Carl Sandburg.
Okay.
I have
Oh
an
my
Well,
autographed
you
God,
sketch
famous
of
you
him.
sat on his lap. Oh my God.
Well, I don't remember. I was a baby. But
Okay, let
I
me
have a
ask you this
sketch of
question. I got
him.
a question for everybody on the panel.
Yes.
If you could only choose one person, dead or alive, obviously somebody famous or renowned or whatever, just for the sake of saying, who would you choose? Go ahead, Lee.
Choose
Prince.
for what? For what?
Prince.
I
Prince.
Who would
love
you want
Prince. Who would I want for what? What would I do with him? What
to
do we
meet
do?
them?
To see
Have,
him.
I don't know, have a drink
You'd
with
have
them or
sex with them.
something, right?
And now
Have a
remember, I don't want to ever
conversation.
see that again, Pink. I don't want to see one of those again.
Okay. So you got Prince. So who would it be? I'm sorry, I forget your name. Your
Jamie. Um, God, I have no idea.
I'd have
Of
to
course,
think
a
about that.
philosopher, Plato, Socrates, if we want to go in history and stuff, I'd want to meet one of the philosophers or one of the greatest
I'd want to
artists,
meet a poet. Definitely a
I
poet.
would want to meet Mother Teresa.
That's
I'd want to
beautiful.
meet. I want to meet E. Cummings.
Ooh. Well, I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
I
I
could
would
pick a
definitely.
bunch more, but I'm like, if you had to meet just one.
Well, you have to go century. I'm
From
talking
all
current
of
now.
history, I
Yeah.
have so
Just
many.
one. Just only one. Only one. Are you
Well,
going
I
to
gotta
stick with
rethink
Prince?
this. Are we
Cat.
talking any century? Any
Oh God,
century?
you're
Leonardo da
just so you're
Vinci.
so
Yes.
complicated, Lee.
Well, I'm just going to say JFK Jr. because I want to ask him this time what cologne he wears.
Oh,
If
I'm
we're
for
not
gonna go
letting
in
him get away with
century, I'd want to meet Anne Boleyn and really find out if there's, because everybody has Anne
Elizabeth.
Boleyn. Maybe she did do something wrong.
Well, I'd want to meet Henry VIII and give him marriage counseling.
You got it. Yeah. I'd go there, you know.
All right,
So
Pink,
you
who
have
would
to
you
pick
meet?
a
Who would you want to
decade
meet?
and
Just
year
one
at a
person.
time.
Right now, E.E. Cummings.
Oh, you already said that. Okay. Sorry.
Mhm.
I'm old.
But I might change my mind by tomorrow.
We should go by century.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good. We should
20th.
do that. Yeah, my next live stream. Let's
Yeah.
famous people we've all met.
And they can email you their story and the people and that they've met, and then you can invite them up to tell their story. And that way it'll be more organized. You can pick and choose who you want to hear
Yeah,
about.
and for those who don't want to come up, just email me your story and I'll read them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I would have loved to have met Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Yes. I would have
Yeah.
loved Jackie Kennedy. I would have loved to talk to her.
Yeah. Jackie. Oh, yes.
That would be an afternoon.
Hmm. You know, I get the sense that, you know, as refined as she was, I bet you she was, you know, but she used to sit down in front of the TV with a big old thing of popcorn in her sweatpants and just chow right down.
Yeah, but she
And
was so learned. She was so smart.
I know.
I
Yeah.
think
I'm-
she was smarter than all the Kennedys combined. She was so well bred and well educated. She amazed me. Her mind was something.
I'm talking about
But you know,
Jackie.
she
London
wasn't
Times.
pretentious.
Your son famous?
She-
She said her. I can guess you can tell my son's an actor. London Times.
Who said that? Oh,
London Times. I pinned it. Who is it?
Her son's an actor?
who is it? Is it Matthew McConaughey? Just kidding. Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my gosh. Did
Yeah,
anybody
he's
see
Holland.
the movie with Ryan Gosling? The Gray Man.
Yes, wasn't that great?
Hey, Lee, you like Ryan Gosling?
Yes, of course.
Okay, let me ask you this. Have
He's
all
a
right.
Disney actor. Who is it? London Times. Who is
He
it?
was the. Oh, maybe she don't want to say.
Okay, I got to get
know.
this out before my battery dies for
He's
Lee.
the
Yes.
actor.
All right, get it
The
out.
name of the
What
movie is
era?
called The Believer,
Oh.
and it's starring Ryan Gosling. He's a Jewish Nazi. It's
Oh my God.
It's extremely
Where's it
intense.
streaming? Where's it streaming?
It doesn't. Oh, for God's sakes, y'all!
I'll
It's
do a
not
search.
streaming.
I got everything.
Yeah, you can probably. I'm not sure how you'll have to get it, but
I have everything.
it
so
is
I'm not worried.
and you have to let me know what you think. You're gonna have to
Okay.
watch it a few times. It's extremely intense and it's a bit dark, but he is
No, I love
phenomenal.
World War II movies.
Well, it's not World War II. Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe it is back in that.
Well, the Nazis is World War II.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
think
we
he was. I think right, but he wasn't like a. I think it might have been like set in like the 50s or
No, I
possibly the
believe this is
60s.
a true story, and I think this is a true story. I'm going to check it out.
Possibly, it's called The Believers
Yeah, I believe it's a true story.
or The Believer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
it's
I know there was one. Well, I don't want to start talking about, but I believe it's a true story. But I definitely will look it up and check it out. I know you're down to one, ready to croak.
That's
on
okay.
us.
I'm gonna keep yakking. I'm gonna stay until you guys go or I get
Oh, great!
Well,
cut
at
off.
3 o'clock, I'm calling it a night.
Oh
What time
shit!
is
Is it really?
Well, I'll
Damn.
email you, Pink.
Hey,
What?
go get some more chips.
I gotta get
Go
up
put your wig on. Hey, much love and light to everyone. Always good to talk
It's
to you,
been
Pink.
fun,
Lee,
ladies.
and very nice to meet you, darling. You
Nice to meet you gals too. Love you, Pink. I'll email you.
Yeah, next.
hey, much love and light to everybody in chat.
Please send
Jamie,
me.
I'm gonna find
Please
that
send me that.
auctioner. That
Yeah, and as soon
lady.
as I get it, Jamie, I'll put
Post
it
the
on my
video so I can
community
go
post.
back and read everybody in chat. Pete, put it in the post it
Yeah,
so
the
I can
chat
go
will
back
take a
and.
while to upload, but I'm
Oh.
gonna keep it up. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll chit chat to everybody in the comments. So Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna take over your little spot
Well,
tomorrow.
it's great, Black Eagle, because many times you were unable to come up, so it's great. Both
Yeah,
of you.
it's
Of course.
really nice to hear your voice. I love you, darling. I really
I
do.
love you too.
Aw.
And I'm sure Jamie
All
has
right.
a million more stories.
Oh, I do. I have some crazy ones.
You
I've lived
boys,
a
oh,
life.
what a
I
trip.
have lived a life. Oof. My friends all
Oh,
tell me
yeah.
I should write a book.
Well,
I'll
I
have to
have a
sub
book.
And I've
you.
I
Are
wrote
you,
spoken
it.
about
is
it.
your name? I have to figure out how to sub you.
It's
me?
well, I don't really have a
Bye,
channel
Lucy.
channel. It's just the letter J, separate
Oh,
word MAY. But I did
I
make
have
some
it.
videos about Merck.
Yeah, I have a
Oh, well
channel,
then
Black
let's drop her
Eagle.
link.
It's
Let's
it's
drop
Oh
your
no,
girl's
JRZ.
link.
it's not a real channel, and I don't really want to have a channel. It's just that
Yeah.
she
here,
lied about me,
Elizabeth.
and I clapped back.
Uh-oh.
Good. I'll drop your link right now.
Yeah, I have a
Oh,
channel. I go live maybe once every 2 months.
Drop it
Once
like
in
it's
a
hard.
while.
Okay, I'll email you my list of famous people, Pink.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
It'll
absolutely.
blow you away. There's like 40
Wow.
of them.
And Black Eagle has some interesting things.
Well, I don't. My grandfather did.
Your
Well, I think
grandpa.
everybody in chat too has probably met somebody famous at one point or another, and it would just be so cool to hear everybody's little stories about
Well, I had
my.
Chubby Checker and his girlfriend drive me and my friends home.
Well, there you go. That
Stay
just
till
about
after the
trumps
show.
everything.
We went and
That's
had some
it.
drinks and all that.
I'll tell
Hung
you
out
who was
all
a
night.
really, really good friend of my grandfather was Gloria Vanderbilt. I'm pretty sure they had
Oh,
an affair, but yeah. And Anderson Cooper,
I have
my
her book, the first. I have her book, the first book
yeah,
that.
she was amazing. If you look up Gordon Parks and Gloria Vanderbilt, it'll probably be some information on the internet. But yeah, he and
didn't your
Anderson
grandpa
Cooper.
know
Lots of
Dorothy Parker
biographies,
too?
like the Vanderbilts, their biographies, the Astors, the
Yes,
Rockefellers.
yes.
I'm into all that. You
Yeah,
know.
when my grandfather passed away, Gloria and Anderson were both at his funeral,
Oh,
and
wow.
she was she was just teensy tiny. She was just the smallest thing. I mean, they had a friendship, a companionship. Nobody really knows
Do you
exactly
know
what.
women were smaller and thinner in those days?
Well,
Mm,
you can never be too thin. That was their motto.
You
Too
better
rich
yeah.
or
believe it.
too thin.
Well, and if you see the photos of my grandfather, he was a very good looking. He was,
Oh, I'm going to be
he-
looking him up. In fact, I've heard of him,
yeah.
but
Wow.
now I got to look
See?
him up, and then it'll come back to me.
Yeah. Well, and especially where you're from New York. I mean, you'll be like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his name is
So,
very familiar.
yeah. Well, hey, again, much love and light to everyone.
Thank you,
Love and
Black
Love you,
light
Eagle,
to
Pete.
you
for coming
too.
up. Thank you.
Okay.
Listen,
Bye.
I'm gonna end this. I hate to end it, but I've got to get up
Thank
early.
No, that's
you.
okay. I'm exhausted too. Jamie, it's a pleasure. Black Eagle, pleasure. Pink, you know I
Everyone in
love you
chat,
all. And Chad,
everyone
You're
love
in
you
awesome.
guys.
chat,
You're all
thank you so
wonderful.
much for being here. Everyone in panel, thank you so much.
Thank
And
Bye-bye,
yeah,
sweetie.
we'll do a live about famous people and who we'd want to meet. If we could meet one person, dead or alive, it'll be fun. It'll be
I'm with
fun, and
Jamie
I'll do it early.
at Hampton Court.
Yeah. So maybe I'll do it this weekend, and I'll certainly go on live a lot earlier, so more people can come. It'll be fun.
Okay, bye-bye, honey.
All right,
Bye,
bye everybody.
wonderful
Thank
lady.
you so much,
Ciao.
Lee. Thank you so much, and everyone.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
all.
your love, peace, love, and lies. Hello, honey. I'm leaving. Catch the replay. It was good. I want to thank everybody again for coming, and for everyone who sent me their love, prayers, thoughts. Thank you so much. It meant everything to me and my family. All right. Good night. Yep. Good night, everyone. Good night, Lollipop. Good night, Glamis Girl. Yep. Sweet dreams to you guys, too. Good night.